All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. For those of you who are thirsty, it is Thursday. How you guys doing this week? We're rolling stuff out here in the cave. There was that massive Woodstock double episode. Thank you again, Paul Chabot. And then yesterday, a little bit of deep cuts with Tom Petty. What are we talking about today? Anyone going to any concerts recently? What are you guys going to for concerts? We go to a lot of concerts here in this house. We got James Taylor next Tuesday at the Bridgeport, in the amphitheater in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Looking forward to that. But that's not why we're here today. We're going to talk about this band. This is just a total random. I heard this song for the millionth time the other day, and I was like, I don't know anything about them. Let's talk. I still like this song. I like both their songs, so let's talk about them. We're talking about the band Naked Eyes, but you knew that because you could see the thumbnail ahead of time. Naked Eyes. And when I read about them, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And so let's chat about that. The singles from the 80s, so many choices. Like, I could just do the 80s singles all day long. For a long time. You think about that. 70s, different story because, a lot of the 70s was just mellow yacht rock. I mean, those songs dominated the charts for so long. I can't do that every day. And then, of course, from 78 on, those last few years, it was all disco, which I don't necessarily have a problem with, but we even got a disco ball here in the cave. Maybe I should do some more disco here. And then the rest was dominated by Led Zeppelin and the Eagles. So I know, anyway, it's just a lot. It takes a lot more to get through to that 70s stuff. And then the 60s. I've done 60s work here. I'm a fan of the 60s and the 50s. It just seems to be few and far between as far as people really wanting to listen to that kind of stuff here. But I'm open to it if you want me to revisit, and I certainly will from time to time. But we're here in the 80s, and we're talking about Naked Eyes. And this is interesting. So there was this band called Neon, a new wave band, UK, from 79 to 81. Only those few years. And nothing really happened with them. They split up. Neon splits up, and two of the cats form Naked Eyes. Pete Byrne, not Peter Byrne, not to be confused with Peter Burns of Dead or Alive. And Rob Fisher. So Pete Byrne and Rob Fisher formed Naked Eyes. The two other dudes from this band, Kurt Smith and Roland Orzabal, formed a little band called Tears for Fears. They did all right for themselves. But anyway, that's pretty cool, right? Neon split up and made Tears for Fears and Naked Eyes. Naked Eyes did have 4 studio albums, although really only 2 in the 80s, 83 and 84. The other 2 came much later, 07 covers and in 2021. But of course, MTV, the birth of MTV, and then 1983, always something there to remind me. Heavy rotation. I did not know that was a Burt Bacharach hit. Or not even a hit. Just I didn't know he wrote it. It wasn't a hit. It wasn't a hit till Naked Eyes picked it up. But that's interesting. Top 10 in 1983 and all over MTV, and that's when I had MTV. Got it in 1982, so of course this video, just love this video, love this song. And then their second single, Promises, number 11 in 83, also another great song. We're going to do a 2 for Thursday, always something there to remind me, and Promises. Get this band never toured in the 80s. They didn't tour at all, ever. Apparently, the way that the synthesizer machine they used and the way they created their music, they just thought it was going to be too hard to replicate live. So, I mean, Milli Vanilli wasn't even a thing yet. But I thought that was fascinating. So they never toured. Naked Eyes, 1983. Boom. That was it. They did do some touring later on. One of the members did die and all that other stuff. But anyway, 1983, the heyday of Naked Eyes. If you remember it, their songs of the day. Always something there to remind me. And Promises. Love both these songs. Hope you do too. Short and sweet at 5 minutes today. Looking forward to maybe getting in an Octane Friday tomorrow. We're going to try, see if I can get that in. But whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.